everybody. Welcome back to Sit Fearlessly.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh my goodness. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope everyone had a great ending and amazing beginning to the new year. So much has happened
Yes,
as we're heading into the new year. So it's been a bit crazy, but we're not gonna let that be the energy for 2025.
Of course
okay?
not. It's only 15 days in.
That's right. That's right.
Nothing.
But a lot of things be happening. But how was your New Year's?
It was great.
It was good.
It was good.
Okay.
So blessed and happy to make it to another year.
Yeah,
So-
same here. Same here. Mine was calm.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm like, let me go do something crazy, you know. Let me
Nah,
go
this year-
party or something. And this year it was like calm. We did get to visit one of our friends' locations, and then we just went home. We
Yeah.
bought some pizza and went home.
That's what we
So
did.
it was
very
pretty, yeah.
family, and then everybody just went home.
Yeah, it was pretty calm. It was pretty calm. So, but we're debating about how to move forward, and we'll have that conversation
All right.
separate next time because we're like, wait, do we want to do this in New York next year? Maybe not.
No, of course.
But-
I definitely don't.
Exactly. So I feel like a lot of people are feeling like that. But yeah, I just hope everyone has had such a great New Year so far, and you've set your intentions. Oh, Gigi had an amazing
Vision board experience.
workshop with some amazing women with her organization Women Off Duty and her
Yes.
partner Liz. I just want to make sure to shout that out because it was so incredible. Like
Thank you.
just walking in and seeing everybody like really diving in and creating their vision boards, that was pretty sweet.
It was
So,
magical.
Yeah.
It was magical. And thank you for coming
Yes,
by, and
of
thank you for
course.
all the motivational words that you gave us. You know, it really
Yes.
hyped everybody up, and it was
Yeah.
great. It was great.
It was beautiful to walk into. Yes, yes. And, and we celebrated my birthday.
Oh, how are we gonna forget that? It's like, you know what? It's like so many things.
I'm telling
happen.
you, it's so many things. But yes, we celebrated my birthday.
Yes.
And thank you for coming to dinner. That dinner was really, really nice and really special. It was like a headache finding a place because I am so particular when
Right.
and I take birthdays very serious. So it was nice. It was nice.
Yeah,
I
you
loved
had
it.
fun.
We had a great time. So happy birthday to me. And it's Capricorn season. So shout out to all the Capricorns out there. But we do have an incredible special guest, so I want to make sure that we, have enough time to dive into this amazing conversation. So without further ado, we have Roberto Ayala here, who sits as a board member for the Children of Bellevue.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank
Welcome,
you.
welcome.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, likewise. It's a pleasure to have you. So let's just dive right in. First of all, how was your New Year?
My New Year was great. I spent it with some friends, my girlfriend, and we had a great time.
nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
really wholesome. Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. And I hope your New Year is starting off even better.
Yes.
All right. So share with us, first and foremost, what is your role at Children of Bellevue?
Yeah. So as a board member of Children of Bellevue, we do a lot of the work to ensure that the organization is in good hands with the folks that do the work on the ground, right? So that would be the executive director and the folks in the office. And so, I'm the board, I'm on our programs committee, and I'm on our marketings committee. And that's really the work that I do, just ensuring that we're voting on things on time. So I commit about 5 hours a month, could be more sometimes, but that's really what my role entails.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I want to ask a question about that, right? Because, as we are like expanding what we're doing and we're, naturally passions are developing within us on things that we want to support and be a part of community. What is the process of becoming a board member?
Good question.
Yeah.
So board service can come through many different ways. First of all, it is oftentimes volunteer service, right? And that's what I do, right? I'm a volunteer for Children of Bellevue, right? The people that work in the office. We have our exceptional executive director, Megan Maloney. She's really the person that shepherds the organization. But to be a board member, it's oftentimes you'll find a role that's posted online, and they're looking for someone that can fill a specific need in the organization, because the organization might need that expertise to then help the organization in that way, right? Sometimes the organization might just know someone that can fill that need. And so they'll reach out to them directly. So there are multiple avenues that you can find board service.
Oh, nice. Okay, so yeah, because I wasn't clear if like those types of position as being on the board, they were posted as well.
Yeah.
Okay, very interesting, very awesome. Something that definitely we should look into for this year. So can you share with our listeners the mission and the vision of Children of Bellevue?
Absolutely. So Bellevue was, first of all, started in about January 1976. I'm sorry, 1949, because we're 76 years young. And so the mission is really to initiate, fund, and develop programs at Bellevue Hospital to support all of the young people and the families there. And so we have families from all over New York City. It's actually the largest nonprofit to support families across New York City within the New York City Health and Hospital System. And so we have tons of programming. I can get into the programs if you'd like, but really there's a lot of good stuff happening at Children of Bellevue.
Nice.
I love that.
Yeah, me too. So what inspired Children of Bellevue to focus on healthcare accessibility and equity for kids across New York City?
Bellevue Hospital is really one of the oldest public hospitals in America, and so there was really a need, for that kind of work to take place in New York City, and so why not Bellevue Hospital to be, one of the oldest hospitals to become that? It was birthed out of Health and Hospitals, as I mentioned, and so Health and Hospitals has the auxiliary programs. And so these programs are meant to support all of the hospitals across the city. And so Bellevue, Children of Bellevue was an auxiliary program in the Bellevue Hospital. And so it started from there and it became its own nonprofit organization. And so that's really how the organization was birthed.
That's so awesome. Wow. And, I would dive into a little bit of healthcare accessibility, but I think I want to have you guys back so we can talk about that because that is still an issue in our community, a huge, huge issue. So hopefully, the person we have in office now can help in making that better because that is definitely something that's a real big issue in our community. So Children of Bellevue serves over 50,000 children with more than 90% from BIPOC populations. Can you tell us more about how your programs address the unique challenges faced by our communities?
Absolutely, and some of the main issues that are facing our communities, right? We have food insecurity, we have mental health, we have a teen pregnancy just epidemic, and so these are things that Children of Bellevue really does face head on. And so one of the ways that we do this, food insecurity, we have a program that's called We Eat Together. And so We Eat Together is really exactly what it is. It's our food insecurity program. We give food bags and really food resources to families that come to the hospital, and they'll come for their medical visits, and what do they get? They can get food resources. They can get food bags, and really we can also connect them to other resources in that way.
Nice,
awesome.
Nice. So how has your work strengthened the relationships between Bellevue and other hospitals, for example, like Lincoln or North Central, Bronx?
Absolutely. So we connect with all of those hospitals, and they'll send patients our way at Bellevue Hospital, and through that they'll connect them to Children of Bellevue, to our services. And so they'll be connected to We Eat Together. They'll be connected to our doula program, which is that's our most recent program that we've added. And so we're still we're scaling that one up, but it has definitely impacted so many families that have recently come to the hospital to get those medical services, and they know that they can be connected to a doula.
Oh, wow, that's good.
Yeah, that is good. I'm curious to learn more about the doula program. Right. So because hospitals are about medicine, like how does that partnership happen when doulas are more like of a holistic approach to childbirth?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the doulas are folks that, to my knowledge, we're finding in the communities, and we're hiring them. And there's someone in the hospital that's very connected to that program. And so they do all of the outreach and the recruitment for the doulas. And so it's a very, it's still a holistic approach, as that's really what our mission is at Children of Bellevue. It's not just to serve the families in the medical way, but to serve all of their needs. Right. And so that's really why it's a holistic approach at Children of Bellevue.
That's so awesome. Yes. All right. So I believe you guys had a toy drive recently for the holidays, and you delivered and donated over 1,000 toys. What impact have you seen this initiative have on children and their families? I mean,
the toy drive is probably one of the most popular programs that we have every year, and initiatives that we have. And as you mentioned, 10,000 toys. It's a lot. Yes. We have so many partners across the city that are collecting. They're doing the toy drives in their offices, and they're bringing toys. This year, I mean, even my mom got in on it, and she delivered toys directly to the office with my aunt. Shout out to my aunt Iris and my mom. They were really excited about it. But it's very popular every year. We get tons of toys from folks. And I mean, you can see just the excitement on the kids when they get, the toys. And, it's just another thing that we can do to add to our services, right? To attend to the holistic needs of our patients at Bellevue Hospital.
Exactly. And so how do we know about what's going on, like, your initiatives, your drives, things like that, so that, people like us can donate or help out?
Right. Absolutely. So I would encourage everyone, one, to follow us on social media. You can find us, Children of Bellevue, or our handle is @CO Bellevue, BELLEVUW. And then you can also find us online at childrenofbellevue.org.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look into that. That's amazing. You also have a program called Reach Out and Read, and you also distributed over 10,000 books. Can you elaborate on how this initiative promotes healthy childhood development and family bonding?
Absolutely. And so that's exactly what it is. We know that families are bonding over books. Right. And so we want to make sure that we're helping them do that. Reach Out and Read is a national program. And so Children of Bellevue is just one of its locations, and it's one of its most popular locations. Actually, it's a great way because the families come to the hospital, and we know that they're sitting in the waiting rooms, and instead of just sitting in the waiting rooms on their phones, or just maybe kind of isolated from each other, we know that they can grab a book and they can connect with each other in that way. And so it promotes literacy and bonding.
Right. Yeah. Do you hold I guess kind of similar, like a reading session, let's say, with an author for of a children's book or something like that at the hospitals for the children?
We do have guests come and read during on World Reading Day.
Okay.
And so we have had people come and read, yes.
Oh, nice. Well, I have launched a book, a children's book, yes, which I am organizing. So you guys heard it here first, which I am organizing a book signing for pretty soon.
That's amazing.
It is a youth book. Yeah, I do a lot of work with the youth in the community. So my book focuses on financial literacy and the relationship between a parent and their children when they're having that conversation. So it's pretty cool. So I would love to chat with you more about that.
That's such an important conversation that needs to be had. And I love that you've made it digestible for youth, because it needs to happen at that age, right?
Exactly. And what I'm finding is, which is great, and something that I didn't even think about when I was going into this. I mean, I mentor and coach adults. I work with small business owners, but when I was starting my work with the youth, I didn't know that a lot of parents would then also want to come and sit down and talk to me. So that's what's happening. So now that's opening up the conversation between their children and their parents, because we've had kind of I'm kind of bridging the gap between them, right? Because we've had, the way we deal with finances has been passed down from generations to us. So we have kind of I'm forgetting the word that I want to use, but we have, I'm kind of breaking the financial generational curse per se, right? Because we've been taught to deal with money in a certain way, and with fear, fear of losing it or fear of not having enough and things like that. So I want to work on breaking that stigma. So it's been great to see the parents also want to sit in on some workshops and things like that. So yeah,
Awesome. You
yeah.
have to teach people how to change their relationship with money.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Exactly. Yes, because nobody talks about that. You know, like financial therapy is real. Is real. But we are, you know, going off topic.
No, I love to hear that though, and I do want to share because my background is actually in youth development.
Okay.
And so I love to hear that, you know, you're focusing on the youth that you want to mentor through your book. But I've also learned that when you mentor the youth, right, there's also a need to support the family because they need the help too, right? And so, you know, that's usually what comes, right? They see what's happening in whatever way that you're helping them, whether if it's in a program or an initiative. What's next is that the families can see, hey, you know, they're receiving that sort of
Right.
help. And so how can you support me as well? Because
Exactly.
it's always a nuclear support.
Yeah, like even thinking about college, right? Us parents, you know, I mean, we're kind of learning more, but you know, us as parents, we think, oh my goodness, when our kids go to college, that's going to be a financial burden. It's going to be a huge financial burden. But we do it anyway because, of course, we want to support, you know, our children's education. But when I talk to my students, I share information on college savings plans, and I send them with information home to take to their parents. And these are college savings plans that they didn't even know about, that they didn't even know existed. You know, so yeah, it's a lot of great work, and I love to see it coming together now, where now the parents are talking with their children about these things. So, but the Reach Out and Read program is amazing.
Yes.
I definitely want to learn a lot more about everything you guys are doing. So Bellevue's inpatient, pediatric, and child psyche resources are nationally recognized. How does COB enhance these services to support children and their families during stressful times?
Yeah, I mean, you'll see that this current climate that we're in, just socially, right? And you'll see we really need those services. You know, there's a lot going on outside where, you know, we may need to refer families to those services, and so Bellevue is there for the families with our child psych, and many of the services that you just named, and so we're there to serve the families.
So you guys provide like therapy for families and children, and oh, that's great.
Absolutely.
That's so needed. Yeah, that's so needed. All right, I know you brought up that We Eat Together program. Let's talk a little bit about it. We know it focuses on emergency food resources for families. So what have you seen from your own personal experience, how this has helped our communities and, you know, also transitional housing and things like that?
It's probably been one of the most important programs that we've started at Children of Bellevue, just because, as you know, we have the emerging migrant crisis going on in the city, and so there's so many people that really need food, and so many folks will come and they'll get served at the hospital, but we know that they don't only need medical services. We know that they're going home hungry, and so we don't want that to happen, and so that's why Children of Bellevue is there to make sure that they're receiving some sort of food. And I mean, we have partners, we have national partners, nationally well-known partners like Goya who are supporting our families. Yeah,
That's nice.
and so it's really good stuff that they're receiving.
Yeah. Also, it's good to share knowledge on healthy eating habits as well, because unfortunately, you know, when we are having, you know, financial issues at home, the first thing we go to is like fast food because it's easily accessible and affordable. I mean, it used to be more affordable, but you know, it's easily accessible. So how do we make more healthy eating accessible, or using the resources that we do have, how do we create more healthier meals? So are you guys having like conversations like that?
Yeah, we're not at that step yet. Right now, our focus is to make sure that we're feeding the families, right? And then, but eventually, we may get to the point where we want to discuss healthy eating, but we know that we want to first put the Band-Aid on the issue, which is the crisis of making sure that folks are getting fed.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for that work. That is amazing. Let's see what else we have here. So you guys you operate solely on philanthropic support without government funding. That's very interesting.
Right.
How does this model shape your programs and partnerships?
So it requires us to make sure that we're asking for a lot of funding.
Yeah.
And a lot of the support from viewers like you all at home, going to childrenofbellevue.org and donating to the organization, because as you see, there's a lot of great work happening, and we want you to be there to support it. And so we do have our large fundraiser every year. It's called the Toast, Toast to the Children. And that really is probably where we bring in most of our funds. And it's a great food and wine event. And really, it's a fun night, and we often, it's where we get most of our donations from. And so that's probably what I would say, just direct folks to go and donate on the website, and also look out for the Toast.
Absolutely,
Okay, that's
yes. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, yeah. So my background has been mostly a nonprofit, and so raising funds is like such a challenge sometimes, but it's a lot of great, fulfilling work, yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, how do you engage donors, but we all know you guys visit the website so that you can donate. So what are some of the key goals for the upcoming year for Children of Bellevue?
Absolutely. So we want to continue expanding our We Eat Together program. We want to continue making sure that we have bags to give to families. And so, by donating on the website, you'll be able to continue supporting that program. Also, we want to continue to expand the doula program. And so, we want to make sure that we're hiring the right people. And so, again, it's just supporting that as well.
Yeah.
And then finally, we do have Healthy Steps. And so that's another program that we have at Children of Bellevue. And so, just making sure that we're expanding all of our programs. And so those are really our three main goals.
Nice. Okay. How can individuals, I think you told us a little bit about individuals, but organizations, how can they get involved with the mission?
Definitely. So we're always looking for folks to volunteer, whether if it's making some of the bags. We also have an associate board, which is just another group of volunteers that will support the board members and just learn more intimately about the organization and the workings of the organization. That's actually how I got my start with the organization, and then was elevated to the board. And so we're always looking for people to get connected to Children of Bellevue, because we know that the mission is strong, and folks really want to get in on the work.
Yeah. So what is tell us a little bit before we go. What is your background, and what made you passionate about becoming a part of this mission?
Yeah, definitely. So aside from my work in youth development, and I just naturally have a spirit for service. Children of Bellevue, of course, they support the hospital. I am a twin, and I'm not. But not only am I a twin, but we were both born prematurely, right? So I have a twin sister, and so we were in the hospital for about 5 weeks, and so I know the importance of medical care and getting the right medical care. And so when the opportunity to support Children of Bellevue, as you asked earlier about how to get into board service, right? The posting was online. I saw it online on idealist.org, and that's a great website to find volunteer service. And I said, I jumped on it because I really believe in the mission of the organization, and
that's
so
awesome.
and that's really what it is for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you a native New Yorker?
I'm a native New Yorker. I'm a Bronxite. The Bronx is in the building.
I love it. I love it.
Absolutely,
I love it. This is so awesome. Oh my goodness. I'm excited to learn about Children of Bellevue. Okay, can you share maybe one success story or a memorable moment that has showcased the impact of Children of Bellevue with their programs?
Absolutely. Our board member we have a fellow board member. His name is Tom Calicchio. Some of you may know him out there. He's, a star chef, top chef.
Yes,
judge.
His name sounds familiar.
Yeah,
yes, okay.
Yeah. And so he always tells this story about his son actually being born at Bellevue Hospital and needing services. And if it wasn't for the services at Bellevue Hospital, he didn't know, where he would be essentially. And so he saw all the services that the hospital was providing, whether if it was, the child life department and things like that. That's what made him say, hey, you know what, I need to get involved. And so he saw the services that were taking place in the hospital. And so that always sticks out to me when I hear about, folks say, what are the services taking place in the hospital? What are those impactful services? I think of Tom's story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's so awesome. All right, so I know we asked you about your background, but it is mentioned that your mom once led a large toy collection for the hospital. How did that experience shape your perspective on the importance of community involvement?
Absolutely. I mean, community involvement is just important in general.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Because
much so.
you want to make sure that folks are connected to something, and what way to do that is getting the community involved, right?
Yeah.
And so my mom supported the toy drive, and as
Okay.
I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
she really did a great job with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's always been the one to kind of instill in me that you need to get involved, have a spirit of service. And so, that's where the community involvement comes in. And I make sure to share that spirit every day.
Yeah.
And, it really just, that leads the kind of work that I do.
I love that. So I know you told us a little bit about how we can get involved, but what do you have coming up? Like what events or campaigns, things like that you would like to highlight and that folks can come in and possibly provide that support and
Definitely. So right now we're just asking folks to support by donating on the website. And the only event that we have coming up is Toast to the Children. That's really what we're pushing right now.
Yeah.
That'll be sometime in the spring, and when we have our date ready, it's oftentimes in May.
Yeah.
But when we have the date ready to share, we will share it, and just look out for that on our socials and on our website.
Okay, awesome. I'm definitely going to share this with my children so they can volunteer. Yes, I want to expose them to more like volunteer work, so that they can get out of their everyday life and, give back to the community. So, but thank you so much.
Thank you
for sitting with us today. This was incredible. I definitely want to bring you back. I would love to dive in and talk about, again, the healthcare, issues that we have, food insecurities in the community. But we're very grateful for having you. Yes.
Thank you for having
so
me.
much.
It was a pleasure to meet you
And
all.
we will share with everyone where to donate. So one more time, if you can just let everyone know where they can get more information.
Absolutely. So please, you can go on www.childrenofbellevue.org. Bellevue is BELLEVUE.
Yes, thank you so much. So everyone, thank you for watching. Definitely make sure that you take a look at this amazing initiative. We also want to give a special shout out to Amanda Rosado, who made our amazing connection. That's my sister, my comadre. She's always doing amazing work, and she's told me about Bellevue for a little while now, so I'm glad we got to sit down and have this conversation. And thank you guys for watching Sit Fearlessly.
Yes,
We're
thank
happy to be
you.
back for season 2. Okay, so make sure you follow us on all platforms. It's SIP Fearlessly, as you can see here. I can't hear, but I think we're out of time. I'm your girl, Sue Fearless.
And I'm Gigi. Donate to the cause, people. Donate.
Yes, thank you so much, guys, for watching.